I gotta give it to the Pokemon Company. They are hilarious. Take a look at this. Pokemon fans will need to pass a fitness test before entering New Tokyo theme park.
You serious?
This is funny because the average Pokemon fan is built like a Snorlax and smells like they haven't showered in years. And I know a lot of people will say this fitness test isn't a problem because Pokemon is for kids and kids are active, but I don't think that's true. Every time I see Pokemon event or Pokemon release, I see more grown men at the event than children, especially when it comes to Pokemon cards. But maybe this is Pokemon's way of trying to get their fandom in shape because they won't get in shape under normal circumstances. Not even Pokemon Go, which forced people to move around, was enough. But that's not even the funniest part. Here's the funniest part. PokePark's Kanto ticket policy states that hopeful trainers must have the ability to climb up 110 steps without assistance. Those who can't won't be able to go into the woods. Climb up 110 steps without assistance? Please, the average Pokemon fan ain't doing that. I'd argue they can't even climb up 55 steps without assistance. I don't think Pokemon knows who their audience is, which would explain why the recent games have been crap. And even if they do pass the physical exam, they most likely won't be able to handle going into the forest. Because I'm looking at the forest in this image, and this is not exactly a small forest. Right here, the article says, in keeping with this aspect of the games, the Pokemon Forest tasked attendees with walking a 1640-foot long trail, complete with grassy sections, changes in elevation levels, and even tunnels. So this is basically a moderate hike. 1640 feet, while not a long hike, it's not an easy hike either. Especially with all the twists and turns and elevation changes in tunnels, I would argue people who aren't out of shape but sedentary would struggle as well. This seems more like it's for people who are physically active, but if you're physically active, you're probably not a Pokemon fan. Not to mention, if you were a Pokemon fan going on this trail, you would likely be stopping to check out the sights and taking pictures. So what would normally be an hour-long hike would likely turn into an hour-and-a-half walk through this forest. And keep in mind, this is just a picture of the forest. The real-life version of this route will likely feel much larger than it looks in this picture. You're going through a Pokemon route in real life. Now hold on, not the video game version where you can finish a route in about 10 or 15 minutes, but I'm talking about the anime version where Ash is outside of civilization for hours sometimes. The point of the forest is to hike and catch Pokemon as if you were a real Pokemon trainer. So my earlier calculations were probably off a bit. This might actually be a 2-hour-long trek depending on if you're trying to catch every Pokemon possible. Also, the restrictions on the forest are another concern I have. Right here under the ticket information it says, the Pokemon Forest is a nature-filled forest with steep hills and stairs. Entry has certain restrictions in place for the safety of all trainers. Children under the age of 5 and their guardians, guests who cannot walk up a 110-step staircase, and other guests in the restricted access category will not be allowed to enter, even with people assisting them. I mean, that's kind of sad. Imagine if you're a 4-year-old, you pass the physical, but your guardian isn't physically able to pass and you're not allowed in because you're under 5 years old. There's going to be a lot of disappointed kids when this opens. And even if the guardian has assistance, you still won't be allowed into the forest. On the bright side, tickets for the Kanto Park are priced separately from the main park. So if you pay to access the main amusement park, you don't have to pay for something you can't use, access, or have zero interest in. Now, if we look at the tickets here, the town pass is most likely going to be the most sold ticket because it allows you into Sedge Town, but you can't enter the forest to go catch Pokemon in real life. But that brings up another question. Say I'm a 400-pound Pokemon fan and I bought the Ace Trainer Pass. I don't end up passing the physical exam. What then? Will they allow me to get a refund and purchase the town pass instead? Or is it get fucked, fat boy, you should have been in shape? And another thing, if we look at the Trainer Pass, it gives unlimited entry into the town portion and a single entry into the forest at a specific time. However, the town pass gives you unlimited re-entries at a set time. So that kind of devalues the Trainer Pass to the point you might as well go for the Ace Pass. And the Ace Pass is solid. You get unlimited trips into the forest and Sedge Town. It doesn't specify if you have to pick a time frame or not. You also get special meet and greets, priority for lanes, and a reserved seat for the gym show. You're getting royalty treatment if you buy this pass. Looking at it now, the Trainer Pass feels kind of off, like the weird one out of the 3 options. So here's how I would do this. I would keep the Ace Pass the same, but I would change changed the trainer pass to let you enter the forest either an unlimited amount of times at the set time slot you paid for, or I would let you re-enter the forest a set amount of times per season without the time restrictions. Then I would make the town pass much cheaper than the trainer and ace pass, and allow unlimited entries into the town with no forest entries, just so no matter which ticket you buy, you don't feel like you're getting shafted. But my next concern is, how are the PokeTubers going to handle this? You know they're going to probably want to make vlogs about their trips into this amusement park, but Japan has weird restrictions in their amusement parks on what's allowed. No tripods is one example, which is going to make vlogging a pain in the ass. And filming is also banned on rides as well from what I was told, so you're not going to have a fun time trying to vlog this. And another thing is, and I'm going to be nice here, there's quite a few PokeTubers that are thick. Let me emphasize that. Thick. So if you're the average Pokemon fan or a thick PokeTuber, I suggest you start hitting the gym now. You got 7 months before summer of 2026 and 3 months of summer, giving you about 10 months to get in shape to experience this on the year it launches. Hey, you might mess around and get shredded, but hey, if you enjoyed the video and you want more content like this, I would appreciate it so much if you would consider subscribing. Also, I would appreciate it as well if you dropped a like on the video. It really helps the channel out. And if you made it this far, I appreciate you so much, and I'll catch you next time.